What's going on, gamers? Today we're going to be going over blast mods and how they may be a little bit better than you think. So if you want to know how to use them and why you should be using them, then stay tuned. That's coming up next. Welcome back, all you guys and girls. As always, for all things gaming, for all things Xbox, then why not hit that subscribe and bell icon? I'll bring you all the latest and greatest content, hints, tips, guides and builds, and just some fun gameplay and reviews of upcoming games. Obviously I'll be playing a lot of Dying Light 2 and Elden Ring is on the way, so if that sounds interesting then hit that subscribe button. But for today I'm here to go over some of the mods you can get in the game and to tell you why they're not actually completely useless. Some of the mods in this game seem like you'd never choose them over something else, and there's a reason for that. So if we look at this one right here, and for my main weapon, I'm always, for myself, you may be slightly different to me, but for myself, I'm almost definitely always going to be using crit mods on it. The reason for that is they just do so much damage, they crit very often, you can have a lot of versatility with them, you can have stun, they just work better than the other mods tend to most times. So what you're going to do is for your primary, you're probably going to be chucking 2 crits in here most times. You at least have one. I would say probably having 2 is for the best because you'll get a lot more out of it. It's going to double up on that crit chance and you're just going to do a lot of damage. So obviously you've got the crit mods now, so what are you going to do with the others? Are they just all useless? Are you never going to use them? Because you've got the power mods, then of course just down here on your shaft you've got the blast mods, and they seem really good. But because of the timers, because of how many times you've got to actually hit enemies with them, compared to the crit mods, they just can't keep up, unfortunately. But there's a little technique that you can use, which some of you will definitely already know this, but I found it quite fun and I think it's quite powerful in the right setup. So say for example this, my primary is now going to be this one, and most times I'm going to chuck on something really strong like flame and then probably fling, or fling plus spark. Some really high damage, some nice area effect, some stun, anything that I want, and I'm going to make it crit, and I'm going to get it proccing very often if I double it up. But what you're going to do, things such as this, and I find it definitely works best with the blast mods, you're going to chuck them on your other weapons. So nice and easy, level up the one that you really enjoy using, and you only have to level 1 up if you want, because you're going to be chucking it in that shaft spot, and you can go on to any of the others. Remember, when you use this, it's not going to be taking down any of the actual durability of the weapon. Also, chuck on your 3rd one. And finally, if you want, chuck it on your 4th one. I've been using these like they're skill slots. It might sound stupid, but at the moment I feel like a makeshift mage. If I want something else on these, so for example if I want a different one, say a lightning effect going off, or I want a fire effect going off, I'll just change them around. So for example, I would put this one on just over here with the Inferno. So if I want to apply fire, I'm going to wait until that timer's up, and then I'll hold down that right trigger and A, and I'll be able to put everything on fire. But as you well know from one of my other videos, one of the highest damage one you can get is actually Catapult. Now, I've put this all the way up to second to last, so it is quite high. I was going to put it even higher, but the cooldown doesn't decrease at all, so it wasn't really going to help with this video. But yeah, we're going to put that on, we're going to have it as a blast effect, and all we're going to do, like I said, as our main, we're going to be using that, and chuck on 2 really nice crit mods. Before you go into battle, so say for example we're there, you can either swap over to that one, or that one, whatever you want to do. Toggling between them is going to be your skills that you want to use within that battle. So if I go over here, I'm going to hold that and see you later. Now that one's gone, and see you later. Remember one other really cool thing, some of these mods benefit from things that we worked at earlier, especially the fling. So as you saw there, they done a kind of little tumble and it done a nice fair chunk of damage, but the actual effect wasn't too magnificent, to be perfectly honest. Now we're with a big chunky blunt weapon. I find the long arm ones work the best, and we're going to enter a battle. And look at the range you get on that. Now, it might sound stupid, and it is a little bit of a pain, because on Xbox at the very least, it means you've got to kind of tap that D-pad. You might be able to get other settings on PC and such, but I couldn't find them on the Xbox, so I think we're stuck with it being on the D-pad, which is a bit of a nightmare, but I found it quite cool. That way, before you go in some battles, you're just like, right, see you later, and then you're going to bop on again. If it's not up, go back to your primary and just take them out with the actual crit mods. Yeah, all in all, I found it quite fun because you could actually be quite versatile if you wanted to swap the mods around. Catapult is just incredibly strong for damage and for knocking enemies around. If you're on rooftops, if you're out in the open and you can knock something off of a ledge or anything such as that, Catapult can be extremely good. But if you don't want that and you're after more CC, then you could always go for something such as Lightning, bring down the Lightning like you're 4 and look cool while you do it, and then switch to your main weapon and absolutely devastate them. Or of course you could chuck it straight over to Inferno, and you're just going to have a lot of fun as you set everyone on fire, and then again switch over to your main and do what you've got to do. But as always gamers, that's just one trick from me. Hopefully it'll help you guys and girls out a little bit. Some of you have probably already been doing this, but I found for the primary, crit mods just 100% of the time, and then use them as makeshift skills. Alright gamers, for all things gamer, for all things Xbox, take care. I'll see you on the next day.